I'd really like to thank Cove Speakers for sponsoring today's video on my Hummer H2. I'm going to need all the sponsors I can get with that thing. Not long ago, Cove sent me this speaker, and I'm really impressed at how well a small portable speaker like this can really fill a room. It's hard to tell on video, but you can hear for yourself. It's good. Wizard likes it. Doing disco. Yeah, it's fun to play the Hoovies garage theme song everywhere I go when I make entrances to places, you know, McDonald's, that kind of stuff. But seriously, this little speaker would be great to have in a garage or in your old car with a weak stereo system, since it connects to your phone, tablet, or computer and stay connected even when you're up to 30 feet away. It can also double as a speaker for incoming calls and last up to 8 hours on a charge. It's small enough to take anywhere or keep in your cup holder, and I was able to secure you all a huge discount by going to covespeakers.com and using the code Hoovies65 for 65% off. This really is a great little speaker and a super generous sponsor to support my madness, like this latest Hummer H2 purchase. So go to covespeakers.com, link in the description below, and use the code Hoovies65. Now we'll go back to a few hours ago before I knew how bad it was going to be to fix the Humvee. I'm very thankful for my Hoovies Garage fans. You all are so supportive and so nice. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I really do love reading your nice, supportive comments, especially about my latest purchase. I was a little worried you wouldn't like it. But when I read comments like, I knew Hoovie was dumb, but now I think he has brain damage, and Hoovie definitely skipped leg day. I mean, my pose, I work out a little bit, but I mean, my legs are just chicken leggy. So maybe you all don't like me and you really don't like this Hummer H2, but I'm still unfazed. You all have been brainwashed to hate this Hummer H2 when you really never have given it a chance. So I'm gonna do my best to re-educate you and prove to you that the Hummer H2 is, like, it's a 2003 term, it's dope. Yeah, it's dope. It's fly. It's bad, but bad in a good way. Like, this thing is bad. But before I prove to you how good this Hummer H2 is, I really need to fix it. It has a lot of issues, but it could be much worse considering I bought it for only $6,200. It was the cheapest Hummer H2 I could find in the country, and I bought it sight unseen cross country. It showed up running and driving, which is much better than a lot of the cars that I buy, so we're off to a good start, but there's still a pretty good laundry list of issues with this car. I've made a list, and I'm on my way up to the car wizard so he can find even more stuff wrong with it and give me an idea of how much it's going to cost to fix the cheapest Hummer H2. Wizard! It's not that bad.
Oh God, I can't unsee that.
Okay, the Academy Award goes to Wizard. Very nice. I thought you liked these because I know you were in the Army and you worked on Hummers.
Well, I worked on Hummers. This is a Tahoe.
It's a Hummer.
No, it's not a Hummer.
It is a real Hummer.
That's about as real as those watches that are on your wrist. Those aren't even Rolexes.
They're Rolexes. They say the sticker says Rolex.
Just like this says Hummer?
Exactly. They're real.
The real ones don't even say Hummer.
It's a lifestyle. I've changed my whole lifestyle to accommodate this Hummer. And I see you're hard at work on my Rolls Royce. Forget that hunk of junk. This thing really needs your love.
This is the ticket, huh?
This
well,
is...
I'll take that one if you don't need that anymore.
Not quite. But I do have a little bit of list. I do have a little bit of
oh my God.
items for you. It was cheap. It was $6,200.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it was the cheapest one in the United States that I could find that was running and driving. And it does run and drive very well. The first big issue, and I guess you can hear it for yourself, is the exhaust. Hear that little tick? Yeah.
Sounds like it's on the passenger side.
Yeah, but it's just an exhaust leak. It's real common on these 6-liter Vortex. You've probably done
5.3s or the 4.8s.
Right, you've probably done a few hundred of them in your lifetime, right?
Lots and lots of them.
So another common problem with trucks of this era, the cluster the instrument cluster is totally on the fritz. Sometimes there's a really dim red battery light, and sometimes it completely goes away. The check engine light will come on, it'll flash sometimes, it'll go off. It's like demonic possessed. I try to run codes, and it doesn't give me any codes with my little code scanner. The one light that's consistently on all the time is the airbag light, so I have no crash protection or whatever. I don't know.
Discover what the airbag light is on for, but that's just like the Tahoes and Suburbans. They all had cluster issues.
Right.
The needles are all...
I think you can send them off to get rebuilt, and there's like a local guy that used to come around my old dealership.
Yep.
My seat is kind of stuck. There's a motor that's not working, so it's kind of tilted down like this. I kind of like the gangster lean. I like to sit back and cruise, and it's a very comfortable, cushy seat, so I would like that motor to work again.
Okay.
Well, speaking of the driver's side, in the driver's footwell, it's drenched with water. Totally drenched with water.
Is someone driving a creek with it?
I don't think so, because the rest of the carpets are dry. It's just that one, and my air conditioner doesn't work. But I mean, it's not. If it wasn't working, I wouldn't have condensation draining onto the floor. So I don't know. So yeah, the AC doesn't work. My running boards are a little chewed up, so probably just saw those off.
Saw them off.
Yeah, my tires, as you can see, they're a little worn. They're not matching. The back ones are like original BF Goodrich, what was on the car.
They're Dick Crushers.
They say Dick CPEC Crushers, and they have little skulls on them, and they're very worn, and I'm thinking they're really noisy. I'm hoping it's the tire noise that's really noisy, because otherwise I've got a wheel bearing or a differential or something. But the back tires, the date codes on them are from 2008. They're over 10 years old, and they are worn pretty much to slicks. And then these fronts,
You see how it's like brown gray?
Right?
They're just worn. That's probably your noise.
I think so. I hope so. I definitely want to get rid of these skulls though, and the tire that says, Crusher. I don't really like the name all that much.
No, I don't really like it.
No, my windshield's cracked. You don't really replace windshields. I'll have to call somebody on that. Probably need to go through and do fresh fluids just across. The transmission fluid looked a little dirty, burnt, but everything seems to be all there. But
transfer case and all that.
yeah, just go through all the fluids for me. And my lights. I know I have one fog light that's out, thanks to about 500 comments about my lights being out. And then this one up here is coming off.
Yeah.
I can actually hear it flapping on the highway in the wind. It's making a noise up top. So a little dab of glue there. But that's my list, and you can take that for your notes. Hopefully, there's not a whole lot more. I know when we usually put cars on the lift, we find a few more things, or a lot more things, but the good news is it's a Hummer H2. It's got a 6-liter Vortec. The parts are cheap. It's not like the Rolls-Royce or the BMW M5, so I'm not going to get too buried, I don't think. Well, that was only a 50-point turn to get it in there.
Did you like all my hand signals?
Yeah, it was very helpful. Yes.
In the military, you don't move a vehicle across without a spotter and all this and back.
I see. You're having Army flashbacks.
Yeah. That's a big hood.
Yes, doesn't make it nice and.
It's like a 3-person sled.
It is. Yeah.
Let's take a look at these bolts and see what we got. Well, I see one that's broke. 2, 3.
3 broken bolts.
Yep.
And the manifold's still on there.
Look at your dipstick. Look at it. There's
What?
no tube left.
So my dipstick tube goes through a tube that's corroded away, but it still goes into the engine at some point.
Yeah.
But oil's not leaking out.
No.
What the heck?
It's kind of. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, this came from the Northeast, so it's a little crusty. I mean, not bad, but so there's 3 broken manifold bolts. And how are you going to fix that? Obviously, you've had to do this 1,000 times.
Oh, typically, if it's just one, I'll try to do it with the manifolds in. But, you know, the other ones are going to break too.
Right.
So I just go ahead and take them out, or either they break when I take them out. I take the whole manifold off.
I see.
Take all the broken pieces out and start over with new gasket and new bolts. And no communication with the airbag control unit. We'll need to figure out why. Let's see if there's any other codes. Engine misfire.
Yeah, when I floor it sometimes when it's cold, it'll flash and then go off. It does feel like it's misfiring a little bit.
Only when it's cold?
Yeah, and when I first get on it.
Could be intake gaskets on these. They misfire when they're cold, only when they're cold.
It's 420 on this one, 535 on this one, and 625 on this one.
It doesn't matter, the combined value is like $1, so.
Oh, you've got a little bling. Look at this. It's beefy. Look at this. Heavy metal skid plate.
It says H2.
I didn't even know that it was engraved H2. That's awesome. So you guys make fun of this thing for having so much plastic, but where it counts, really hard metal. And these control arms are really thick too. That's probably not safe.
Needs a pitman arm. And, of course, an idler arm. That's not too uncommon on these. I've replaced a lot of those on Suburbans, Tahoes. It's pretty common for that to happen. There's a little boot torn there.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely tell it's from Maryland or Massachusetts or Connecticut or somewhere up there.
Yeah, it's kind of rusty, but it's all surface rusty. It's not.
I don't think anything's dangerous rusted.
I don't see any Swiss cheese.
Your instrument cluster very likely could be this ground. This is common on all kinds of GM trucks. The ground causes that go on the frets and.
Okay.
Could be that. It's got the oil leak here that's common, the oil cooler adapter there.
I see.
Just a little gasket. I actually have a gasket here laying around I can put on it.
Nice. So that's my only oil leak.
That's the only leak.
Transmission pan's dry.
You see this here? This is old brake lines.
I see.
And this, they ran new ones.
And they didn't take off the old brake lines.
No.
Yeah.
Really, it's in pretty good shape.
Not bad. It'll never be a show truck ever again.
No, it'll never be a show truck.
It's a little crusty under there, but not structurally scary. There's a few things to do. There's my list, and we found another oil leak and a few more things, so
yeah.
I have a decent bill, but hopefully not too bad, right? You're going to go into your office and laugh maniacally as you figure up an estimate.
Estimate, yep.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I've got knockers.
You rang.
Good pull-up bar. You know, since I am in a tracksuit. What? Oh, okay. Was that one or was that half?
That's half.
That was a half?
I'm not even
okay.
One.
Okay.
My weight might pull the whole thing off.
I think I pulled something. All right. Oh, I hear giggling. Wizard giggles.
Wizard giggles.
Were my notes helpful?
Yeah, they're barely legible, but they're helpful. So let's get all that out of the way.
Right. So it's a Chevy, so a few $100s, some glue.
A few $100 and some glue.
Right.
Well, after I get done here, you may change your mind. In the cluster, it's either going to be remove and replace and rebuild it, or it could be that ground. You're looking at $250. We have to rebuild it.
I see.
It's easy to get out.
Okay.
Ground, $25 if that's all it is. The manifold bolts, both sides have to come off. The wheel wells have to come off. You're probably looking at $400 for all of that.
I mean, that's not awful considering it's rusty and all that.
Motor, I could put a used motor, get one off of eBay or something, get that fixed for you. The motor's probably going to be $100, and then an hour or so of labor. $200 for that.
Okay. It's kind of expensive.
The water in the foot well is either going to be a cowl seal or a door seal has gone out, and probably $100 for the seal, an hour or so of labor, $200 again.
So $200 is just your guess price.
Yeah, it's a nice even round number.
Okay, everything's $200. Is all right.
200 a light bulb.
Was the next one $200?
No.
Okay.
The running board removal and getting the hacksaw and cut all those off, $30.
That's much more like it. Let's stick with that. That's a good number there. That's low numbers. What's low? What's cheap next, right?
Tires, all 4 tires, $1,250.
I knew that was going to be expensive.
Yeah, those tires aren't cheap.
And that's the proper BFG all-terrains that came on the rig. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to do that.
And the fluids, engine oil, transmission fluid, the filter, transfer case fluid, differentials, everything combined, and the labor around $400.
Okay.
Most of that's going to be all the quarts of transmission fluid.
Right. It did look pretty dirty in there, so I should do that. Okay, well, this is off to a good start. Are we getting close to finished?
Close, but no cigar.
Okay.
The windshield, I can have a guy come here and do it while it's here. $250.
Well, I got a guy that can do it probably half that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the rest, and you can take it
See,
to him.
his $200 guest thing. He just likes the $200. Yeah.
Sometimes it's $400.
How much are you marking these things up?
Oh, that's not marking it up. That's what it's going to cost.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Another $200. Intake gaskets. That'll fix your misfires.
My cold morning start misfire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaskets are $50-$60, and then you got hour and a half, 2 hours of labor. Pull the intake off.
That's
the magic round number, $200.
Yeah.
Fix your fog lamp, your center roof light, reattach it, $50. That includes
For
the bulb and labor and
gluing and bulbing and.
No, I'm not going to glue it. Reattach it properly. Shop supplies, rags, and everything, $25.
Yeah.
Dipstick tube, $40. We can
So we need
put that in while we have the manifold on.
Right. Yeah, the dipstick needs to be sealed, obviously.
I thought about writing another $200, but then I thought, no.
40, yeah.
40 sounds better.
I appreciate that, yeah.
Pitman arm, the idler arm, the ball joint, and the labor, everything included.
The suspension was a little loose, yeah.
$350 to $400.
Okay, all right.
And the grand total
is
$4,800 before tax.
$4,800.
$4,800.
We're almost to what I paid for. That's $6,200 plus $4,800.
It's going to be a $12,000 Hummer, $10,000 Hummer when you.
I could have bought one with like 60,000 miles on it for $12,000.
You should have.
Would you take a Rolex?
Not one of those.
No, it's a Daytona. There you go. That's worth about 15 grand. But you know, I mean, instead we can just settle that bill right there.
I don't think Rolexes make that ticking noise, do they?
It's an older one. It's a really rare one.
No, that's not good. That's
Okay, well, how about two Rolexes? Two. Yes, you can have this one too. It's a Yacht Master.
A Yacht Master?
Yes.
It makes that same noise as two.
I don't think I'm going to pass Rolexes off on this. So, $4,800 to store to help the cheapest summer HQ in the USA.
Yes.
It's only going to be worth about $6,000 when I'm done with it, though.
It is a cool Hummer. I like it. At first,
he likes it now.
I couldn't stand it, but after seeing this,
yes, he likes it a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah. Have fun.
Don't drop your Yacht Master.
This is great decisions. Great. This is a great Hummer. Well, once it is fixed and it's all sorted out, I'm going to prove to you how special these Hummers are. They're not embarrassing. They're not stupid. They're not pieces of junk. Well, $4,800 is a lot to fix it, but they are great vehicles, and it's $4,800. Thank you for watching. $4,800?